What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in if you're new. It's been really difficult to get a hold of a Newport NK180 PRO, even for brand ambassadors. Supply has not been keeping up with demand, but we finally got them to send one out. We're going to be going over our setup as well as some features out on the water. Let's dive into it. All right, starting out, we have this NK180 PRO trolling motor mounted on a Hobie Outback. We're going to start with the mount area. It's a very simple install. It uses the existing power pole screws that are already inserted into the Hobie Outback. There was some minor fitment, some minor fabrication that I had to do to the mount because not all of these Hobie Outbacks have the same exact inserts. They can be off a couple of centimeters in one way or another, so I had to adjust for that just slightly, but overall super easy install. This is your quick disconnect pin. You just unscrew this, pop it out, and you can pull the entire motor out. The motor is super lightweight. Up in the cockpit area, this is where I sit. I have the control module mounted on a Yak Attack arm that has several different adjustment points, as well as a QD mount, so you can pop it on quick, get going. On the other side, my left-hand side, is where I have my steering set up, which we'll get more into in just a second. Moving back from there, the power source I'm running with is a 24 volt 50 amp hour Newport battery. It's Bluetooth capable. You can connect it to your phone and it'll show you all the parameters of the battery live as it's running. And just to show you what the battery app looks like, shows you voltage, rated capacity, your active current, temperatures, cycle time, all the basic stuff you need to monitor your battery. Moving back from the battery, we have a quick disconnect power connector. You can quickly connect the battery to the trolling motor unit. We'll move over to the left hand side of the kayak. I'll show you how I have the pull lanyard and the steering. So the pull lanyard is just a simple 550 cord up to a pulley. It's a super light trolling motor, so any amount of effort at all pulls it, raises it, lowers it. And I lock it into that cleat. The cleat I have is mounted onto a Hobie accessory rail, and it's just locked onto an H-bar. Super simple setup. Moving on from that, we've added steering, which I have been super impressed with. This is a S&J Steer Stick kit. I'll put the link down in the description, but it's essentially 2 bolts that mount to your steering wing. Coming across from that, it's a stainless steel rod, a flexible rod with a ball joint going to a fiberglass rod that you can connect and disconnect with just the pull of a cotter pin. Coming down here, it goes into a pad eye so it can't fall off your kayak. You'd have to break it to get it to fall off. The rod comes a little bit longer. You cut it to length, and then you can glue on this felt knob just for some added comfort when you are steering. I have mine basically parallel with where my rudder handles normally sit. And as you see, you push and pull, and your motor will turn left and right. And you can sit at power and literally spin in the same area, spin on a dime. It is quite impressive how agile and maneuverable this steering system is. As far as the height of your motor, you want to have it just parallel or slightly above your rudder when your rudder is in the down position. That'll pretty much set the exact height that your trolling motor needs to be. That pretty well covers the system in its entirety and how I have it set up. I'll give one final overview and we will head out on the water and do some tests. As you can see, it's white capping out in the bay, really nasty, blowing 20 to 25. There is an area I can get in next to a pier that will be pretty protected. According to Newport, this new 180 PRO is supposed to be faster, more efficient, and quieter. We're gonna head out on the water and test some of the parameters. Let's get it. All right, we made it out on the water. We're gonna be running this NK180 PRO through a series of parameters. You'll have to excuse the wind. It is pretty windy. We got about a 20 to 25 mile an hour wind, but we are protected right through here. We have a nice defilade. One of the reasons I picked this particular area to launch, we've got this concrete pier that's protecting us from the wind. We're gonna go through speed tests, maneuverability. We'll test the longevity of the battery, and a few other parameters. But without further ado, let's get into it. First thing everyone wants to know is how fast will it go at top speed? So without wasting any time, we're going to find out. All right, we opened her up. We've got a steady 5.5 right now. She's scooting along pretty good. 5.6. It's kind of in a turn. Straighten it back up. Oh yeah, she's scooting along pretty good. Right around 5.5 to 5.7 on a choppy day. If things were a little smoother, we might get a little bit more, but I think that's about what we're going to get, is right around 5.6 top speed. %. All right, we're going to test out the maneuverability of the steering system. A lot of times in my old system, when I had the motor locked in and I would only use the rudder for steering, I'd end up in narrow canals or creeks. I'd have to assist with the paddle. We're going to test this steering system out and see how maneuverable it is. Let's get it. All right, we're all hooked up. Going to power it on. Definitely want to ensure that I have my kill switch attached to me, because I fully intend on pressing the envelope on this maneuverability test. All right, we're going to start off with a full turn. We're going to give it a little throttle. This thing will literally sit here and spin on a dime on itself. Right now I'm doing a full 360 in one spot. I'm going to actually open it up. Ooh, that's full throttle. I feel like I'm going to flip. Literally spinning in one spot. That's maneuverability right there. Let's try the other way. Literally spinning in one location. That's max maneuverability right there. Let's head up here and do a few turns and just kind of get a feel for normal maneuvers. Do a little bit more maneuverability testing. I'm really liking this steering system. That's a full-on 360 turn. An absolute dominating crease. I'm actually really impressed with that steering setup. The agility and maneuverability is going to be awesome for fishing narrow canals and narrow creeks. Really digging this steering system. We'll just kind of cruise around and get a sense for the audible levels. It's relatively quiet. This is full throttle and there's a slight hum, but it's not loud at all. The wind is drowning out anything that I would hear otherwise. Even on a calm day, it wouldn't be very loud. The other thing I'll show you is just how easy it is to raise and lower the motor. I can take 2 fingers on this 550 cord, pinch it, and it comes all the way up to full lock. And lock it whatever system you have. I have a cleat set up right here. Just that easy. All right, we're gonna run some different speed tests at various power settings to see what we get for speeds. Here we go. We'll start out at 25%. All right, we're at 25%. Just kind of cruising along. 25%, we're getting about 2.5. All right, we'll bump it up to 50%. Right there's 50%, consuming about 50 watts. And we're getting about 3.1 miles an hour. Nice, steady. All right, bump it up to 75. 75%, we're consuming 167 watts. And that gets us about 4.4, 4.5, 4.7. A nice cruising speed right here. We'll go ahead and bump it up to 100%. And that's consuming around 600 watts. Not super sustainable, but you can run it long enough to get to your location and back. That's getting us about 5.5 to 5.6 at max throttle. Our top speed's 5.9. I think we got a wind gust that helped us out there. Seems like the average right around 5.6 at top speed in the Hobie Outback. Not too bad. And the battery is still at full. We've been out here running around, kind of hot dogging it, kind of having fun, messing around. Really impressed with the NK180 Pro. Passes with flying colors on all parameters: speed, maneuverability, power, efficiency, lightweight. Awesome, awesome setup. It's going to turn this Hobie Outback into an absolute fishing machine. If there's other parameters you'd like to see me test, leave a comment down below and I'll try to cover that for you. Appreciate you watching. I hope this helps you out. If you're interested in getting one, use the link down in the description. Tie lines until next time.